Hi. Okay, so let's get to business. This is my short diagram of how photosynthesis occurs. So at first, the sun over here is going to hit the leaf, and only blue and red rays are going to be absorbed, and green is not. It will be reflected instead. And so what happens first is the light reactions, which occurs in the thylakoid membranes, and then it's going to produce ATP and NADPH, and then finally it's going to go through the Calvin cycle, which is also known as the dark reaction. So let's kind of go ahead and elaborate on what happens. Okay, so the first thing that happens is, like I said, there are these photons, and they're gonna shoot out this energy, and this energy is known to us as UV light and visible light. And this is my drawing of a thylakoid. And this is the photosystem number 2. Here's my antenna complex on both sides. And on both sides, we're going to find the chlorophyll A and B. In the middle is my reaction center. And that is just purely chlorophyll A. These little blocks right here are the chlorophyll A, but they're also known as the special pairs. And so these special pairs they're not going to donate electrons, but they are going to they're going to cause energy to occur, and that's going to cause an electron to go down the electron transport chain. So another thing that's happening here is water is going in to this oxygen evolving complex, but it's also known as an enzyme. So it's going to split the water into oxygen and hydrogen ions, and these hydrogen ions are going to be our proton gradient, and that's going to allow us to make our ATP. So, as I stated, this is going to donate an electron. It's going to go all the way up here to our mobile electron carrier, known as plastoquin. And so that's our second electron carrier. And I'm just going to put it on the wall there. Okay. Alright, so now we go to our next part. So here we have that mobile energy carrier right here, and the electron is going to keep moving down. It's not going to stop here, but here we see something called the cytochrome B6F complex, and this is going to shoot at all the protons, and that's causing our electrochemical gradient that we see here. So there's going to be a higher concentration out here in the thylakoid space. And this is our thylakoid membrane. And right here, where we're getting all those protons, is our stroma. So the electron I was talking to you about, we're going to follow it, and this is the third place it's going to go to. It's going to go to another electron mobile carrier known as plastocyanin. And now we're going to enter photosystem number 1. So, as I stated before, and as we saw before, we need that light so that our reaction can be catalyzed. So that light is going to go over here and give it energy, so that energy can be transmitted, and electrons can be able to go down the electron transport chain. And again, here's our mobile carrier. Notice it's on top of the photosystem number 1. And next, the fourth place that the electron is going to end up is at ferredoxin. Notice again, here's our thylakoid space, or our thylakoid membrane, and our ferredoxin, our fourth electron carrier, is in the stroma. Also, again, there's the reaction center with chlorophyll A, and it's got that special pair right there. Alright, so what's next? Okay, so now we're just kind of looking at the stroma and the membrane. Notice I don't have the thylakoid space up here because I'm just focusing on these two parts. So now that ferredoxin, our fourth electron acceptor, got that electron, where's it going to take it to? Oh yeah, it's going to take it to this enzyme called the ferredoxin NADP reductase, which is also an enzyme. That's going to be our fifth electron acceptor. And what it's going to do is it's going to allow H plus NADPH to form NADPH, which is gonna go on to be it's gonna go on and contribute to the Calvin cycle. Okay, now we're back at that thylakoid space and that thylakoid membrane and that stroma. So now that we have that stroma, we're just gonna keep track of that NADPH here because it, like I mentioned, it's gonna go into the Calvin cycle. And here are a lot of these hydrogen ions. Like I said, it's our electrochemical gradient, and it's gonna get shot out from the ATP synthase. It's gonna go back in, and this ATP synthase is going to catalyze the reaction between ADP and a phosphate, and that's going to make ATP, which is an energy source for cell functioning. Okay, so now that we've completed our light reaction cycle, we have to complete the second part of photosynthesis, which is our dark reactions, and it can also be known as our Calvin cycle. So here's a little summary of it. So, sort of. So here it's the Calvin cycle is going to occur in the stroma. So we have our ADP and our NADPH. Our ATP is our main energy source, and the NADPH is our energy carrier. So they're both going to enter the Calvin cycle. Alright, what's going to happen now? Okay, that plant is going to take in that carbon dioxide, and it's gonna combine with that Robusco. And what's going to happen is it's not going to make a product automatically. In fact, it's going to make an intermediate that's so unstable that as soon as it forms, it's just going to break into 2 molecules of 3-phosphoglycerate. And this phosphoglycerate is going to allow ATP to regenerate and make ADP and a phosphate. Okay? Okay, and so now, after that, we get a 1, it's going to be converted into a 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate. And again, we have that NADPH, and it's going to regenerate from NADP and a phosphate. Alright, what happens next? Okay, so that glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate that we just talked about, there were 6 total molecules. But now, we're going to lose 1 molecule of glyceraldehyde, and it's going to be removed. So now we're just going to have 5 total. So what's going to happen to this molecule? Well, glucose can be formed, but not just glucose. We can also form sugars and amino acids and other fatty acids. So, is this it? Nope, we still got some more left. Alright, those 5 molecules of glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, again, we got that ADP and the ATP, and it's going to help us with that cellular functioning. Okay, and our final reaction, our final product is going to be that ribulose 1,5-phosphate. So now we've completed photosynthesis, and now we're going to look at what it looks like in total. And now we have energy for the plant to be able to sustain itself. Okay,